One. Okay. In the last game, we have ended with the everybody kind of getting a bit drinking at a bar and playing Have I Ever or whatever the name of that game was.
Hmm.
So after that, the Wardens, which is you guys are given 2 days. Uh, the next day, first the Inquisition was like, we're gonna question them tomorrow, but then they realized like these people are having a very bad day in their life, so they were like, oh, let's just give them a day to um, come to themselves. So at that day, in the morning, Alba, Alfonso, and Ashlyn had actually a lot of events, but I want to focus on Kellyan on what she does that day where like no one has nothing to do.
That day she would probably spend some time with Kaya, see if she can actually get to know her a little bit.
Okay. Kaya.
She knows there's really not too much to learn because she's a Cerebos and they aren't allowed to have much of a personality, but she figures there's got to be something under there from before her magic developed.
The She states that she was getting raised by the Kunari to be a teacher. Like she's telling you
Oh,
some
so
words
she
that
was
are,
going to get to mastering.
yes, exactly. I am checking the words to make sure that I say everything correctly. Um, Also, she states that like she actually doesn't state that she writes those down mostly until like her powers started to manifest. She was actually one of the like well connected individual. Like she was expected to be someone important. And
And her magic fucked all that up.
exactly, her magic fucked all of that up. She states that like her mission, or like there's a lot of words that like you guys like they're different language. That common is a different language than the one she speaks when she was with the her people. So basically, she says a lot of words that like you guys spend time on understanding. One of them is like she says like she doesn't say my goal in Kanai society. She says my mission in Kanari society. Um, it seems like she sees this as like something she should do. It is her job to do so, and it was to raise Kunari children. Uh, and she says fucked up things like she had was like going selecting who is going to mate with who. Um, General education, and she was like she's being taught to assign the roles, and she was again assigned, but then um, it was taken from her. Mm, when it comes to magic, she has a lot of self guilt. Um, for a time, she believed it was honor to like she was made to believe it was an honorable thing to be like this. Like she was suffering for the whole of Kunari by being a weapon that is dangerous, and she was suffering from basically magic, and this was like now she had to be this way, and it's because that she had some control issues with flames that which caused her mouth to be stitched.
Well, they stitch all of their mouths.
I beg your pardon. Sorry.
They stitch all of their mouths. It's not just ones that.
Ah, yeah, you're right. They cut the tongues
tattoos.
off, right? Like that. That is the.
They cut the tongues out of the ones that continue to attempt to talk after their lips are sewn.
Oh, okay. Then she basically says like after the age of 13, her lips were stitched, and that's what she says. She feels like she says few words. One of the words was Tamasrin. Another one was thank you. Um, she seems to not say the words that makes her feel uncomfortable, which is stitch, um, demons, and flames.
She would try to avoid those topics if she realized it was making her uncomfortable. She would try to work around those topics.
Okay. Is there anything specific Killian asks?
No, it's more of a just general, she wants to attempt to get to know her and, learn about her and make her more comfortable.
She will also ask about her past, the Killian's past. Um, she will ask like where she was born, how was her life, what is her life's goal, what is her mission.
Uh, she would, at least tell her, a little bit about her past, that she was born in the Denram alienage. Uh, Life was pretty good for most of her life, given the circumstances she was raised in. Uh, she would very deftly avoid the entire topic of relationships and marriage. You'd probably tell her a little bit about her time with the crows, and that, now her purpose is to be a Grey Warden, apparently.
She makes like small gestures, like not like flirty ones, but basically, she's quite like how do I say, open with like when she says like when she says when she wants something, she says it. When she says like she's uncomfortable, she just stops and like she says like I don't want to talk about this. And she actually comments on your tattoo, and she actually says very nice.
Yeah, she would mention that she got that, during her time with the crows, that, tattoos were pretty common in Antiva, so especially among the crows.
Um, that is it from her. Like she states that she had a mother, which like I think she told in the past, and yeah, there isn't like a lot of things she says, but like she also eats very less. She's having a hard time using her mouth. She's used to drinking things. Like
She
I
might
know
potentially
she.
have parents.
Yes, her birth parent. She does know her birth parent, but yeah, you're right that Kunar don't have mothers. They're immediately given to Tamastrans.
Yep. Handed off to the Tamasterns to raise. But yes, she would. Let's smack you, Christine.
Say anything?
I can read.
And you can read into it whatever you want, but it doesn't mean that's what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
You can't apply your, dirty mind thoughts on me.
Uh-huh. Cause you're not, a dirty bitch either, so.
I mean, I'm so pure and.
Uh-huh. You're full of shit. Yeah, she if she noticed that she was having issues eating, she would probably see if they could soup or something for her to make it easier.
You probably would go to the kitchen area to basically ask or do something. Um, in the kitchen area, you do see a
So you don't
dwarf.
want her to do something she can't cook for shit.
Oh, okay, okay. Then like one of the servants do cook for you. But like at the kitchen, you do see a small dwarven child who has red slash orange hair, and like she's looking at you like her eyes are like huge, and she's like looking at you. Oh, a warrior.
I mean, I prefer to, do my killing from behind, but yes, I suppose.
Um, are you one of the grave wardens like my dad?
Yes, I would assume Ugrin is your father, given your hair color.
Yes, my name is Hespit. What do you want to do? I can convince the cook. They love me because I'm cute. She is like overselling herself. It's kind of obvious. Like,
You're cute, but I just need some soup.
and she nods and goes inside and like touches the cook, pulls the cook's hair and be like, ah, "She needs soup. It's emergency. The grave wardens need your help." And the cook is like, "God damn it, fine. I will give her a soup. Just calm down." And she runs back and says, Warden, your soup will be ready quite soon."
Thank you.
The problem.
Yep, so she would, sit down and wait on the soup.
The soup will come in like 10 minutes or like 15 minutes. The cook will be like, Hespit, where's the I'm sorry, Warden. Does the soup belongs to you? Says the cook. It's a human cook.
It's for someone else, but I will be taking it to her, yes.
He also like gives a water, like a flask of water, and just gives it to Kelly. And but like right before giving, he says like, "Would you like me to carry this, Warden?"
No, I'm fine. I think I can handle carrying some soup and water.
The human nods and basically gives the thing again. Um, can you like give me a bit of a picture of how you help Kaya to eat, basically?
Essentially, she would, sit next to her and kind of guide her hand rather than eating her herself. She would, guide her hand, show her how to do it.
Um, After the deed is done, there isn't enough words to explain how she is very feeling touched by your empathy, and she like says thank you several times. She says, and then she writes, and then she says again. It obviously feels like you are being very kind to her, more than she has ever seen.
lived in chains most of your life. Something that no one should ever have to do. I intend to help you make up for that time.
There was like a bit of a
It is chaotic good.
there is just a tiny bit of a smile that appears on her face, and she seems very content. And because of what you know, because she can, she sleeps, and she actually writes this down. She says like, "I was sleeping at night and waking up at the morning all the time. I never had a nap, and I always wondered how it feels like, and it feels amazing." And she takes a nap.
Yeah, when she takes a nap, she'll head off.
Okay, let me go to Malia if you're okay with it. I can return to you if there's anything else you want to do.
Go for it.
Okay, because the other players we had a lot of like chat time. I wanted to focus on Malia and Killian. So Malia, what are
Yes.
you doing at the first day? It's a brand new day.
It's a brand new day. I don't imagine Maya slept very well, and she probably still has a hangover. Um, so she is going to. Uh, she's going to get um like a lot of like bread and water and like whatever meat she can get from the kitchen and just try to get that in her system to get the hangover to go away. Um and she's actually after that she's going to go see if um uh she's gonna go see if Oriane
Mm-hmm.
is there, and if not, when they think she'll be arriving.
The Orion is um, at the top of the castle, and the you see that the servants aren't really fan of Orion. They say like she's on top of the castle. No, Oriana was among the individuals who arrived. And basically, the again, they're not fan of her. So basically, you go top of the castle, and you see that there's this like very thick Orlesian accent of Oriane who orders servants to clean the top of the castle, and she says some things about there's a lot of shit here that comes from the birds, and you guys have been the servants were have been lacking to clean this place up. And she sees Malia, she nods and just waits on top of like not on top of, but near the
Uh-huh.
servants, watching them clean.
She'll approach Orion. Do you spend a lot of time up here, or are you just trying to keep the servants doing their job?
They seem to be lacking a lot of discipline, so I decided to give them a bit. This place has belonged to the castle. They don't clean it. What is going to happen if someone comes here? What if the lord of our lady comes here? This place needs to be cleaned up as well. What would people think about the silver order if they see this place?
probably think either we don't have enough servants to keep this place clean, or we just don't care about bird shit being everywhere.
Well, we should. It's a castle. It should be clean. We don't. They don't pay these servants for nothing.
Well, if you can spare the time, I was hoping to ask you a few questions.
Questions regarding what?
You did mention that you had heard from the divine that I would be arriving.
Yes.
So, I was wondering if you would be the person to speak to if I had reason to send her a message. Or get another message back to Orlais.
One can assume such. Can you roll me insight?
Yes, give me just a moment. Okay, you said insight, yes?
Yes.
Alright.
I give you advantage because you were raised in Orlais. She puts the game on mask.
Oh, okay.
The Orlesian in their games.
Malia smiles. Well, I'm glad to hear it then. I would like to be able to send letters to my father. He is still in Orlais after all, and... well... I imagine he has only heard about my conscription. Doesn't necessarily know where I am or that I'm safe.
Surely your father would be happy to hear you serve grave wardens now. Her face is, like sarcastic.
Yes, he would be. To bring honor and integrity back to the family by serving in the Grey Warden. He'll approve of that.
She nods and then says, "What does the Tao will send to Most Holy?"
Sorry, can you repeat that first part? You broke up there a little bit.
What will the Tao will say to Most Holy. Tao is like a is used for communication,
Oh, okay, I got it. I gotcha.
and the Most Holy is the Veda or the Vesta Divine.
Yes. Malia smiles. It's a practice, not perfect, but practiced smile. I would thank the Most Holy for her grace in allowing me to.
Ignore your dark practices.
There's a frown from Molly. It's not just it's a slight frown. Allowing me to serve with the wardens.
Oriane looks at one of the servants who was looking at the both of them and says, "What are you looking at?" And the servant, "Oh, I'm sorry." And she says, "You better be." And then returns to her smile to Malia. "I'm glad to hear it." Well, one shameful to another shameful individual. It was. I heard that it was such a gossip at back home when you did what you did.
It isn't like I learned anything or had any intention of practice for myself.
She seems to be not believing you, so she will roll her insight.
Yeah, go ahead.
She has 20.
Malia is telling the truth. She genuinely never intended to practice the magic herself.
Then why did you kept the thing? Forgive my curiosity. I am just a curious person. I think it is one of the things we have being our legion.
I was going to take notes. Again, that is not a spot in my favor. There are reasons that, well, those books were forbidden to people like me.
Well, now you're in the Grey Wardens, people openly speaks about the necessity of blood magic. I am quite curious how many days it will take for them to turn you into someone who uses blood magic. The elf openly preaches about it.
Which one?
The new one. The old one is just a stuck up bitch. Said by another stuck up bitch, obviously. But yeah.
Well, I can't say I know a lot about Dalish magic. Only what I managed to learn and study while Gishlane, but I can say that not all their magic is blood magic.
Well, there is one thing I can certainly say. If you want to be, if you want to remain in the good graces of her most holy, I think you should stay away from Avernus.
Be a blood mage.
He's worst.
How so?
According to the rumors, he is also trying to work out the magic of blight. Now, I am only knowing this as a someone who never used a magic in her entire life because I am not a mage, nor I have the gift, nor I have the curse. The He is just someone who's delving in everything.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me that there would be a mage among the Grey Wardens trying to study the blight, figure out its nature. There are several theories that it is a curse or a hex. That it could be dispelled from the land, if not the Darkspawn themselves.
How you're going to expel the curse of Maker? That is basically saying that is the attitude of those magisters who tore the sky.
That is true, but, well, there are some people, some mages, who seem to believe that if you can heal the land, grow crops, make it inhabitable again, that it would demonstrate our willingness to the Maker to learn from our mistakes. To use magic for the benefit of others and not for our own power.
She gives you a look of like questioning you, but she doesn't say anything. It is obvious from her face that she doesn't know magic, so she has a very limited opinion. Therefore, she doesn't want to learn, nor she wants to make a comment. You three, it's done. You can get out. If I see this place full of bird shit again, we will have a problem. And then this basically the workers are like, oh, I'm sorry, my lady. Warden, we will clean this place all day. And they just immediately basically run to get out from her presence. She will close the door behind them. And then she will look at Molly and say, you can give your reports to me.
Malia nods.
Have a good day.
You too. And good luck keeping the servants in line. It seems like they are not used to the strictness with which we, well, the standards we have in Orlais.
If only.
And Malia will make her way down to the courtyard.
Okay. So I will ask to every character, is there anyone who wants to do anything before we begin? Killian and Molly especially?
I don't think so, personally.
What was the question?
I'm good.
Is there anything that people want to do?
I want to talk with Colin when he's free.
That night, he will be. Like the last time we were talking, like you guys were writing, you guys were at the. Um, you guys were eating something with Asha.
Asher
So
was there?
no. I'm saying that basically you and Ashalin,
Ah,
was eating
Mhm.
something.
yes. And
One,
Alba just left.
yeah,
Oh
and
yeah.
then like when you guys come back, you do see Cullen uh, talking with, let's say, who, Asher again.
How surprising. Unexpected.
Right then, might as well do this already. I'm going to go and approach him and Asher.
The you talk with the Holy Mother, and it's quite simple. Just going to give them the resources they need. They need a new place. We have the necessary means, and we will do it. Okay, Asher? It's just quite simple. And Asher nods. Yeah, I know. But it's just, I don't know. I don't think we should aid every chantry in existence. I think they should be building their own things. This help shouldn't just come from up all the time. Yeah, you're right, but they like to bag, I suppose. But then he slowly turns towards the two wardens who approaches him. I don't know if Asha approaches him, but I know Alfonso does. Does Asha approaches him?
Mm, no.
Okay. Um, at this point, anyone who wants to join the game can join. And Cullen, sure.
Wait, I couldn't
His,
hear anything you said. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you went
your voice
robot.
glitched kinda
okay, how about now?
Yeah.
Seems like it's working.
better.
Okay. Basically, what I'm saying is like anyone who wants to join can join. Is Asha near Alfonso when Alfonso goes near Cullen?
She is, yeah, I think.
Okay. Cullen looks at Alfonso, so does Usher. Like they have this like professional faces on, like the man in black, because they're from Inquisition.
Hi. Are you busy right now?
He looks at Asher. Asher shakes his head. Cullen says, "We are too trolling and jokes."
No, don't worry, this is not about that. I'm not going to get into too much detail, I just wanted to apologize for what I said earlier, and um, yeah, it will not happen again. If,
Um,
you know, if it bothers you, I will not do anything of the sort again.
Thank you. You're most kind.
I know.
Asher is just like looking at Cullen, looking at Alfonso, looking at Cullen, looking at Alfonso, and then he comes like his eyes comes to Ashlyn. Like he seems like kind of like I don't know what's going on. Type. He gives you that look of like I don't know what's going on.
He gives him like a slight shrug. I don't know either, but
Well, um, tomorrow we are going to question Kaya and Shadow. I think we should rest before it begins. It is getting late, says Cullen.
Of that manifest.
Pardon?
Would you be able to give me a copy of the manifest written by the first enchanter?
What is the manifest?
Well, I
Cullen,
am curious to know as well. That's why I want a copy of it.
Cullen takes a deep breath and Asher says, "It's the first enchanter basically stating what Most Holy did was a massacre.
Oh, okay.
And you're not happy. Ferelden was always a place where the circle members were more in line with the freedom seeking mages. I don't have the manifest. We don't have the manifest. We just read it in the Haven, came here because it reached us, and we simply were going to warn him. It isn't
Hmm.
a big deal.
Well, I should keep my opinions about this to myself, I suppose.
I agree, says Asher. We don't want any problems. No more wars. Innocent people die.
Too often nowadays.
Exactly. The OOC, as I said, it was like when I said tomorrow, like this is the night of the day where your character was, like talking with How and shit. So they're
Hmm.
going to do it tomorrow. I'm talking to Christine.
What
They
again?
were given a free day. This is the
Oh,
same day where you did the tech stuff.
yes, I know. It was the day where the interrogations were supposed to happen.
Yeah, they gave them a day to rest because in the beginning of the game I said they were given a day to rest because they were feeling not good.
Fine.
So the characters rest and have a free day. The next day after the breakfast, the questionings will happen. The questionings are by by Nathaniel Howe. It was asked to have in actually his office. He will say, "I will leave my office. Anyone who wants to be there can be there." And he specifically in front of everybody at the courtyard warned the wardens that these prisoners, like these people, one of them is a grave warden and she should be respected as one, and the other one is friend of grave wardens, so she should be respected as one. And like Cullen kind of took it, like he responded in kindness, but people can give me insight to understand a bit more into this.
I will.
What a great role. Starting well.
We begin with Killian being Killian.
Listen, it's not my fault.
It's the roll 20.
It's great or shit. No in between.
I mean, it's been some time since it's been shit. Do we all roll that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So sorry.
So like Cullen
so,
is a bitch
so
of
much
how.
for having fucking, what you call that thing that you have in the
We're
skills?
having fun. That's the point. Yes.
You have
In your
what?
case specifically. Nothing.
What?
Never mind.
Okay, first of all, what was the insight check for?
For
This
Cullen.
was to understand the relationship between Cullen and Hal.
Ah. Well, I
So you
couldn't. I was
think,
looking at his ass.
yeah, no, you think that the Cullen is being bit of like a bitch to Hal because it's a botch. Um, Asha and Killian, you realize like the Nathaniel is protecting Grey Wardens, and the Cullen is thinking that maybe he's protecting them too much.
Hmm. Okay.
But everyone nods and shake hands, and in the end, the shadow is like ask to come to the room of Nathaniel. Who wants to be in the questioning of Shadow?
I do.
I was
I
going to be.
I mean, are we going to interrogate both at the same time?
No,
Well, I
one by one.
okay. I'd like to be in both of them.
Okay. So I think we have four. Um, Heather is not here, I think. So
Alien will come as well.
okay. So the investigation starts with uh, Cullen basically hands
Um,
a water.
Wait. Because I was wanting to ask to have a moment first with Shadow before we start.
Like right before it begins, you say that like I want to have a moment first.
Yeah.
And Cullen takes a deep breath and very gently says, "Oh, please go right ahead."
Mm,
Thank you.
sorry, I'm not laughing.
I'll go in the room to check on Shadow.
She's sitting at a like the seat that you set yesterday. Uh, she's like rubbing her temples, and basically feeling a bit uncomfortable.
Hey, Shadow.
She takes a deep breath and looks up.
How are you
Hey,
feeling?
not okay.
Are you ready for this?
She shakes her head.
If you have any concerns, you can tell me. And we'll go through it, okay?
It's called Inquisition.
You might not
It used to be.
think it, but you have options here. They might
What kind?
they might not be as good as you'd want, but you have a choice on what to do.
What kind of options I have?
I don't know what punishments the Inquisition might have for what is considered spying, but it is an option that you can choose, or simply remaining with us. As I said, they might not be good options, but the choice is still yours on what to do. And we'll be there, we'll be here at all times to defend you.
Thank you. Thank you a lot. Um, it's good to have a place to be in, or having choices. It's just I don't know. We heard rumors, about this group or what it used to be.
I'm sure that if you have questions, they can answer them. I'm quite curious myself, so I would encourage you to do so.
What do you mean?
About what they would be doing to you, or what their plans would be if we were not a part of this interrogation. Perhaps it will allow you to have a more informed view of your choices.
I will ask once it begins.
Do you need anything?
No, I don't think I do. But you guys gonna be there, right? Like,
Yes.
yeah, I think that's what I need. She looks away when she says that.
Should I let them in?
She takes a deep breath, just looks around, looks outside for like 5 seconds, and then she nods and sits back.
Right. Alba will get up and go and open the door and pretty much gesture the people to get in. Although I personally think it's a bad idea for so many people to be there, but
The Cullen and Asher kind of like comes in. Asher just like pulls his head down while he's entering. Malia, are you going to be there for the questioning of Shadow?
Yes.
Okay. 5 of you plus 2. There's 8 people in this room.
Oh, isn't Nathaniel going to be there as well?
No.
Okay.
He trusts you guys and he thinks that there's already too many people inside.
well, there is already too many people.
So the Cullen comes in and the Asher like remains at the back. He puts his hand under his chin. He pulls a chair like the Asher does, and he sits down, and he's basically like looking at Shadow and reading her face. Then while that's happening, the Cullen very slowly pours a water and puts it near Shadow's like puts them on the desk near Shadow. And he says, "I'm not going to hurt you. You're a Grave Warden. Your status demands respect. We have simple questions that we wish to ask. It is also related to the order that you're now in. Firstly, we would like to begin with your past in the Kirkwall and how it began." The Shadow takes a deep breath and starts talking. So I don't want to just role play her entire story, but it's quite simple that I want to explain. Shadow seems to be from Kirkwall's alienage, and her and her friends was taken by a noble mage who was using them with their blood. Uh, the noble mage was taking a lot of their blood, and one by one, her friends and family starts dying. This causes her to join at one place that she can find hope, and that becomes the Qun, because she tried Templars didn't believe her. She tries the City Guards didn't believe her because it was a noble, and in the end she basically hid behind the Arishok in the city, and because of her talents of like her beauty and her talents, she was taken by the Ben Hasrat. She was educated. Now, after the Kirkwall, she talks about like how she was educated. Then come to Ferelden. She was asked a question by the Temastron leader, which was quite simple. What is the secret of Grey Wardens? Why they are most very powerful? What makes them an elite order? And she had to solve this with her group. Her group based on Kaya, the individuals you guys killed. Once Cullen asks, was there more people? And she says, yes, but we only have nicknames. The Kunari don't have names. The conversation continues. They are being quite kind to her. But time to time, Asher says, you're not telling everything to us. which she kind of shakes and then starts talking more. Um, that is it for Shadow. Uh, like the Cullen says, I don't have no more questions. Wardens, do you have any questions?
Hmm.
Were there any messages sent by other means from the group that was with you?
I don't know because I was not the leader. I was not the one who sends the messages. I was the one who learns and listens.
Nobody?
I don't have any
Hey,
questions in mind, so I will just be quiet. Sorry.
Yep, Callie will stay quiet as well.
hmm. I'm thinking if there is anything I want to ask her or not. What ended up happening to the mage who was using our blood?
I don't know.
Hmm. Okay,
He was not from the circle.
interesting.
The Cullen says Kirkwall had a very strict circle. We didn't allow me just to go outside when I was there.
I believe that is how most circles work.
Yes. The noble Shadow is talking about is still alive.
Hmm.
And he is actually still in Kirkwall.
You know him then?
Because of course he is.
I do. He is among the current leaders of Kirkwall with the White Count, Varric. Oh, see, Varric was the White Count, right? Oh, in
I
the
think
end of the
he is.
Dragon Age
Yep,
Inquisition? Okay.
he was the Viscount.
He's working with the Viscount. How did that happen?
Asher says, if you know how to count coppers, it is easy. But if it's not known, it will send a group to basically check these claims. And the Shadow goes, these are not claims. I'm telling the truth. And Cullen raises her hands. We know. I know. But
And
there
why
needs
is
to be
he
a
still? I'm
Then why is
sorry.
he still alive?
Huh.
Wardens. We're here to question Shadow. Firstly, not me, and secondly, no one knew if he was alive, like if he was a blood mage or not.
Never mind, I know why he's still alive.
We do know. Anyway,
The
have you thought about what you do now, Shadow?
she like seems that she wants to say something, but like she kind of keeps it quiet. Can people roll me insight?
Okay.
All right.
Huh.
Like you guys are getting this. Anything upper than 12 knows what she wants. Alba already knows what she wants, so I'm not gonna make her roll. She wants to be free. She wants to be left alone. Basically, she wants to run away.
Oh, that's not going to happen with the Grey Wardens.
And she is having a hard time saying what she wants to say because she realizes that like she's either with the wardens or with the Inquisition. So like not with the Inquisition, basically they may punish her. Or that's how she thinks. And then she says, I guess I am going to be give my life to be a proper Grey Warden. Those who have 17 and 18, she's lying.
What?
She's lying.
Okay.
You and Malia can easily realize that.
Okay.
Maya will look at Alfonso.
And what do I think?
You do know she's lying. She is not interested in, like she stated that like it's just a forced choice on me, another one.
Well, yeah.
But Asher is like, I don't think that's the whole truth.
If I may, it might not be the whole truth, but it is the choice that will give her the most freedom. And freedom is what she has been lacking her whole life. And perhaps in due
I am
time
fairly
she will
certain
like
that
it.
in the first opportunity she has, she will try to run away.
To be honest, I think that this depends on us and how we make her feel welcome or not. And if you were to run away, Shadow, where would you go?
Are you really asking her that?
Yes.
Why would she tell you?
I don't know where I would go. I really don't.
What I'm trying to say is that I don't think that you will find a more welcoming place right now.
Do you guys even want me to be in the Grey Wardens?
Well, if we didn't, you'd probably already have been executed by now.
We all are here, are we not?
How does Malia, Killian, and Ashelin looks when she asks this question? Malia probably doesn't care because she doesn't know Shadow that much, but just asking.
I mean, Maya looks somewhat sympathetic. Like, she definitely understands the feeling that this is a choice that's forced on you. It was the better of the two choices that she was given, if you could even really call it a choice.
Killian and Ashelin?
Um, Ashley is she doesn't just say anything much, but when she asks if uh we really want her to be a Grey Warden, she'll just smile with sympathetically because well, she believes that Shadow deserves a second chance to try this and maybe try to belong to something that was maybe forced upon her at first, but yeah, she wants her there. So
Callie is torn because, well, she kind of likes Shadow. She also, prefer her to be able to do what she wants to do, but that's not really a possibility. So,
To be fair, I don't think Alfonso likes Shadow because of what she said about the mages in Rivain. But
That
you
ass
know
though.
I mean, that was, Keen
what?
talking. So,
The Cullen says, "We are if this is a Grey Warden, that is okay, and but I don't think she wants to be a Grey Warden, like she says. The and we can't leave the Grey Warden, who's a Kunari spy. Now I understand she's not a Kunari spy, but I also want you all to understand where we stand. If someone wants to help Shadow, we would like to ask someone to take responsibility.
What
I'll
do you
do
mean by
that.
that? Take responsibility.
It's quite simple, Warden. She is a spy, and now you have taken her. She was a spy, and now you have conscripted her. She does not wish to be a Grey Warden. We don't know what is going to happen 1 week later, as much as you
Commander,
do.
as I said before on the ship, I will vouch for her and I'll take responsibility for her.
Alba, are you sure about that?
Yes, I am. I'm gonna look at Shadow by the way, see how she reacts.
She swallows. Okay then, says Commander Cullen.
That's what he said.
Shadow, you are a Grey Warden, and I hope you do not put these people in a problematic position. We are giving you the respect your commanders and your friends ask us to. Um, I hope you will fulfill the duty of a Grey Warden, and I wish you all the well. Make her be with you, and may make her light your path. Cullen says, maybe we should have a break before we investigate Kaya.
Break?
I have a feeling Kaya won't really have much to say.
I won't go in Kaya's interrogation. I'll stay with Shadow. By the way. Too many people.
The Before Kaya's investigation, the Asher and Cullen is talking among each other outside of the room. They're not hiding anything. They're just talking among each other. If anyone wants to join them, they can. Um, Asking out of curiosity, is there anyone who wants to talk among each other before the investigation of the Kaya?
I would like to just talk with Malia and Dashalin because they're both mages, and Shadow really hates mages.
Well, I'll stay in the room with Shadow.
No, I'm going to talk outside. Obviously, I'm not
Well,
going to.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
Shadow goes back to her room. Please continue talking. My dad is calling me, so I will call him.
Oh,
Please
then
continue
yeah, I'll
playing.
go with
Okay.
Shadow in the room or whatever.
Hmm.
Malia, I don't. Were you were here when Shadow talked about how mages are dangerous, weren't you? I think you were. It was on the way back from the deep roads.
Yes, I was.
Is that not a bit concerning? You don't just abandon a belief just because you were, you know,
The
imprisoned.
attitude is extreme. But I'd be lying if I said it's the first or only time I ever encountered someone who said such things.
Yes, but she is a was a Kunari and she's an assassin. What would really stop her from just coming and murdering us? And no one even finding out before she escaped. I have to say that I'm a bit worried about that.
You have a good point.
I mean, we can try to show that we're not that scary, but it's going to take time and you never know. What do you think, Ashlyn? Especially you with your different type of magic.
Well, I think it will take a lot of time and a lot of talking, maybe, because with Kaya, I could see how deep the Kunari teachings can go. They believe something that is not natural for us. Same is with Shadow, kind of, because of the way she had to live through the trauma that is causing all of her friends and family die because of blood magic. And basically, it was a mage who did them that. So it will take some time, I think, to gain her trust. But it depends actually to both us and Shadow mostly. If she wants to believe, she will. We can show her our goodwill and try to show her that not all made are the same. But I don't
Is
know.
it going to be enough though? She has been brainwashed for years and years with the Kunari.
And do we have any other choice other than just trying to help her slowly?
No, but I think we should try to watch each other's back with about this.
I don't think she will try to kill us if we in any way try to harm her, unless we try to harm her. But, well,
It's better to be safe than sorry. Either way.
I'm
uh, I,
you. It,
I'm not suggesting that we attack her. I just want us to be able to protect ourselves in case she does try something.
so I'm not going to pretend like I know Shadow well. The two of you obviously know her better than I do, but do you really think just because she's an assassin she would try to kill us and then flee? If we weren't forcing her to stay here against her will?
that's what
Can you
I'm
repeat
trying
that?
to say. We have to try and gain her trust, maybe. I mean, we have to show, I don't know how we can show that, but we have to just make her see that we are not that bad and the choice is ultimately hers to stay or live or flee or I don't know.
Hmm.
But I'm willing to take the chance and show her my goodwill that I do want to trust her and I do trust her. So maybe she will um be inspired by that.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with that. I agree that we should try to earn her trust. What I'm saying is, what if it doesn't work?
And we do what we have to do. If she or
And maybe if we're on a mission with her, you should try to avoid using blood magic.
um
Just
I'm
in
not
case.
using wow.
I'm
I
not
did
saying that
use
you're
it.
using it all the time. I'm just saying that If you're on a mission with her, just try not to use it.
Well, I did use when she was next to me and she didn't attack me.
Well, we were being attacked by Darkspawn. I think there were bigger concerns at the time.
I think she needs to see as all of you that blood magic is not all that she had experienced back then in Kirkwall.
Hmm.
It is not all that is about it. Or magic is not as one mage uses it. Or that's what I think. I'm not going to, I don't use it, yes, all the time, but I'm not going to stop using it just because Shadow is around, because I'm using blood magic when I ultimately must in order to save lives or in order to fight back with all I have. I'm not going to stop using that.
I understand. I think we still should focus on trying to get her used to magic first, and then we can take extra steps.
If I may suggest that maybe we should behave like we
Normal.
normally do.
Yes, that is the idea. But it does not mean we shouldn't be careful as well.
We will nod and look at Malia if she agrees.
I agree. If
The
we're
main
if we would do anything different, perhaps we could encourage her to try to use what opportunity she has now to determine what kind of Grey Warden she'll be.
I I feel like the main reason why I'm worried about this is not it's not about her belief. It's just that I still haven't fully gotten over what she said.
About what?
That
About how mages should be restrained.
no, about how all the people who I knew back at Rivain in the circle deserve to die. This is not something I can just ignore easily.
Why
Does
would
Shad
she think that?
Because because of her beliefs.
does she know the Magi in Ruvain?
I doubt she does.
Malia, you were saying something?
Lots of mages come to the circles. They don't want to be there. They feel they're being forced to give up their life, their freedom, and live in a prison. Those are the kind of people who are most likely to try and escape or run, and one of the ways we deal with that is by giving them the freedom to choose what they'll study, what they'll learn. We try to give them appropriate mentors who can help them cope with what they're feeling. And Shadow obviously has skills as an assassin and a spy, but she may have other skills. She may want to leave that behind and choose a different path for herself. And if that's what she wants, then I think we should encourage her.
I agree.
We shall see.
we should give her a chance to be what she wants and just undo her mistakes or the wrong choices she made that brought her to here. If she repeats the mistakes and try to betray us, betray our trust, then yes, there will be consequences probably. But we should give her a chance to be. We should give her a chance to believe in us and believe in herself.
Okay.
While this conversation is going on, what's Kalian is doing, and what's Alva's doing?
She probably went to go, you know, get Kaya ready to do her interrogation.
Okay, Alba.
I'll be with Shadow. See how she's, uh, holding up. If she has any thoughts about how things went.
When you come into the room, like immediately she like kind of like looks at you, and then like you close the door, and she says, "You shouldn't have taken my responsibility.
And why is that?
It's because you feel guilty of what you did. That's the sole reason of why you do this.
It's not because I feel guilty. It's because I feel responsible. There's a difference.
You didn't cut my hands.
No, but I was responsible for what happened. And also I'm responsible for making it right.
No, no, you're not. You shouldn't give your life a road simply someone chose to take your words wrongly and try to use it in a way you didn't mean to.
It doesn't work that way with me. I have learned that when your actions have consequences, you learn to take responsibility for them. And I
Alba,
believe that you need to have some guidance. I believe that you are in a situation that you feel trapped. Am I wrong?
I do feel trapped, Alba, but I also trapped you.
Then perhaps that will allow you to be more open in unlearning the falsehoods that you were taught by the Kyun and try to see the rest of the world more openly. The world is out there, and you're still part of it. And whether or not, you'll still have an amount of freedom that you did not have before. I don't feel that my life has aggressively changed since I joined here. I don't feel less free. I feel stronger and, well, hungrier, frankly, but I still feel free. You can feel that too. You will, probably.
Fine. Thank you. I know you did what you did with good intentions.
Look, it's a long road ahead, but I'm here for you.
Me too.
Now get some rest.
Yeah, but just get a nap.
Are you hungry or anything?
No, I ate a lot in the morning.
Yeah, so did I, but... Anyway, I'll let you rest. If you need
Do you
anything,
feel
tell me.
that too?
Feel what?
Hungry for everything. Like you can conquer the
Yes!
world.
Yes. Yes. It's
I'm glad I'm not the only one. Okay,
Yeah, it's a normal warden thing, apparently.
great.
Yeah, well, you know, could be beneficial.
She kind of like raises her eyebrow, looks at Alba, like, "Are you offering?"
Oh, well, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna let you rest. I'll go and grab some food.
See you later.
Yeah, she's gonna leave. That was close.
That was
Like,
like,
I have a
Alba, what
completely
are you
different
doing?
thing
Right.
in mind. Come on.
Okay, Killian, you come near Kaya, and like you find her in a in her room, and she is like just like walking right, walking left. She is just like keep walking.
Are you ready to go?
Like when you say that, she sits down, and like she takes your hand and like puts in her heart, and it's just like.
I can definitely understand being nervous, which is what you're feeling now, I would assume. But I will be right there with you the whole time.
She holds her hands, but like again, like kind of romantically, and like she puts it on her forehead and take a deep breath, then release her hands. Take a deep breath again. Try to get up, and she does get up. Her horns hit to the like the chandelier, and she just like she tries to move again.
She will, well, it's not really gonna be. She gets a chair and angles her from the chandelier. Just kind of moves it out of the way so she can move.
She like has that like very cute face where like she's apologetic of like the chandelier coming to her horns, and like she just like keep nodding to you as in like thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
This building was apparently not made for tall people. So, once she's out of the way of the chandelier, she lets it go and jumps down off the chair.
Yeah, she like slowly goes to the room. When she enters, she sits at like one of the like cool seats, and Cullen looks at everybody and says, "Well, who would like to go in with us?"
Actually,
I already told her I would be with her.
Hmm.
I'll go.
Asher looks at Malia. "You coming, lady?"
How much longer will you and Commander Cullen be here?
Um, Asher looks at Cullen and then looks at Malia. Beg your pardon?
If you're leaving shortly after this, then I should go and prepare a report for you about what I witnessed in the deep roads.
You're not interested in what is going on in the deep roads. You're interested in what is going on in the Tavis as a whole, but at the same time, deep roads isn't our jurisdiction. It's the Grey Warden's jurisdiction.
Would your mind change if I told you Venatori were involved?
Yes, exactly. We will talk after the meeting.
She nods. She will go in.
The so Shadow is more, she was more like she wasn't confident, but like she had that look on her eyes where she like wanted something. This is just a beaten dog. Like she looks down, she looks up like if someone talks to her, and then immediately looks down. Cullen like comes close to her, and like it's obvious that like from her body posture, like she is moving away from Cullen at her seat, and Cullen just like pours a water to her, and he says, "We're not here to harm you. We won't do like I don't know what you heard, but we're not here to harm you. We're here to simply ask questions. The the life you have lived is not the life you deserved, and we acknowledge that. We only want to simply ask a few questions." So Cullen starts asking the questions regarding her life. She writes them down, and Cullen reads it to the group, and she shares the paper if people wants to read it.
Yes.
Um, she basically tells a story of what she told to Killian. She was supposed to be a teacher, but then her mission changed. She was taught to be this was an honor and a burden, but it is basically like she was feeling awful for a long time. Um, so they're asking about the Ben Hasret and the Ben Hasret's goals, and she basically says that the same thing the Shadow said about like how the leader of the Ben Hasret asked a question: what makes Grey Wardens elite order? Where do they gain their powers? When she is asked about more questions, but when she asks about the other questions that the Shadow was asked, like did you heard who's inside, what are the nicknames, she gives a lot of answers. She states that the city of Emerantine has a spy. She says that the Denerim has a spy. Even the Vigil Kip has a spy. She shares like the nicknames, and like she's way more helpful than Shadow. And when she's asked how she knows these names, she says they didn't like I was unable to talk. I think it made them feel safe, she writes.
Hmm.
Um, the names are given, and Cullen just like he seems more happy with this investigation, and he says that the you were told to be the guest of the Grey Wardens. We basically uh, acknowledge that you are their friends. You're free. Uh, Hopefully, your life will be better from how it has been. And Kaya is just not looking. She looks down. She doesn't respond.
Um,
If anyone wants to ask a question, please. Says Cullen.
um, considering our agreement that we made, I think during this month in which you make your decision, the three of us, me, Ashwin, and Malia, can teach you more about magic without the prejudices of the Kun. Perhaps you'll be able to learn more then, if you want.
She looks at Killian and says, "I like." She doesn't say. She writes again, and then she says, "I have been shown kindness by Grey Wardens. If I pass the test of 1 month, I would be willing to join the order
Oh,
if they accept me."
I was not talking about that part specifically. I was talking about you learning more about magic without being just from people of the team.
She writes, "Can I do both?"
Yes, one thing is not mutual. They're not mutually exclusive.
And she looks at Killian like when she says like I want to join Grey Wardens. It's obvious that the Killian is a big factor affecting her willingness to join.
That kind of makes Callian smile a bit.
I guess our questions are over, says Cullen. We are going to wait for the Nathaniel to speak about these agents. For these spies, and we are going to send someone to Kirkwall to investigate. The maid Shadow has talked about. I would like to thank every warden, to all the wardens here, for their help. Inquisition is glad for your cooperation.
Oh,
Now I need to go, says Cullen. I need to write a report. Asher,
hmm.
can you please talk with Malia regarding mandatory business? No problem.
I hope you'll have a good job with the Inquisition when you return, Commander Cullen.
Pardon?
What an ass.
I just said that, I'm wishing you a good job when you return to the Inquisition. That's all.
I am wishing that we will have a good cooperation here because I think I will remain here more.
Oh, that's very good to hear.
Is he being sarcastic?
Not exactly sarcastic, it's just that there seems to be a second intentions.
You know, you do that a lot, but you sound really, really sarcastic when you say such things.
Um, can you roll your deception if you're hiding?
I mean, I'm not hiding, I'm pretty sure he knows why I'm saying that.
Oh, it's Alba situation.
Yeah,
He ignores and just have a good day, everybody. Mordens, it was a pleasure. Well, does anyone is going to remain with me talking with Malia? Says Asher, or are you all going to leave me alone with the beautiful lady here?
Oh,
I
if
don't
you
know.
wanted to be alone, sure, sure.
You can remain if you wish. I was just over exaggerating.
Oh, okay.
I mean, um, guess we can stay. It
Kaya, go on.
doesn't really make much of a difference, I guess.
Kaya gets up and she nods to everybody, and she writes, I think I will take another nap to not hit at the
Mm,
chandelier.
rest well.
She whispers, says, "Thank you."
Huh. Oh, that was surprising.
She does
Actually,
talk.
was
It just it's a little warming up.
You have a nice voice.
She gives a respectful nod.
Hmm.
actually will just smile and just have a nice night and just walk out.
What?
She will just say have a nice nap and then walk out, kind of to Kaya.
The Kaya
So you're
will.
not going to stay to listen to the report?
Also, is Ashura talking with Malia in the room that Kaya is having a nap or outside?
Outside.
Yeah, she will just step outside the room and just
No,
remain.
no, no. Kaya will leave. Like she will take a nap in
Okay,
her
okay,
room, not at the office of Nathaniel now.
okay. I confused it too. Okay.
Uh, so Asher will come near Molly and be like, "So Venatori, huh?"
Yes. They,
Could I watch anything on this?
sure. Take it.
I just turn on this button.
They seem to have an interest in taking Grey Wardens. The-
That's strange, but can you elaborate?
I was originally meant to arrive in Amaranthine, separately from the others. But our group was ambushed by Venatori and taken into the deep roads. From what I can recall, what I saw, there were two of them. I remember a mage. He was a man. He had a cloak that kept his face hidden. But, in the state I was in, I mistook him for Darkspawn. So I can't quite give a description of him. And there was another, an elf woman. I believe the other wardens they took were used as blood sacrifices. For what? I'm not certain.
What was this woman's name? What does she look like?
I'll give a brief description of the woman and the mask she was wearing.
Her name was Raven.
Her name was Raven, or at least that's what they called her.
You say this elf was talking to a darkspawn. That's strange. Darkspawn are not talkative.
I know. That's why it had to be something they did to me, maybe to try and make me talk.
Probably to scare you, yes. He writes these down. Then he says, "The woman you're talking about, the Raven, she's a Venatori agent in Ferelden. One of the individuals we actually try to hunt. She's doing research according to our spies and knowledge we try to gather, but we don't know what is this research is about. Is there any other thing you can tell me about this woman?"
She wanted to know about Calpurnia.
Hmm. Why she may think that you would know about Calpurnia.
Calpurnia is my mother.
He looks right, he looks left, and he says, "Oh, I understand.
She was not a part of my life for very long.
Hopefully she isn't now."
No, not for a long time. They weren't satisfied that I didn't know anything about where she was or what she was doing. Not until
You have been saved.
they seemed like they were preparing a specific ritual to deal with me. It was hard to see. I believe they had me down there for at least 3 days.
I am sorry for what happened to you. Maybe we will find this Raven to make sure that she is brought to justice. Venatori is. We know that they're not strong as they used to be, especially after the defeat of Corypheus. We don't know what other researches they're doing, but it is among the reasons why we're here. Hopefully, we will find this Raven. Thank you, this information is quite useful.
I just hope that you'll be able to deal with them before they start going after more warden recruits.
It is a thing that we should do. He nods and takes another note. I should go in your commander call and talk about this. So, thank you again for telling me all this. Can we return for questions if we ever come up with one?
Of course, if you have any more questions or need any more information from me, I'll be around.
He nods. Well, Wardens, Knight Enchanter, and Warden,
Mm,
have a
yes.
good day.
I am no longer a knight enchanter, but okay. I hope you have a good day as well.
Thank you. He leaves the room. He's way more used to. He's like kind of shorter than Kaya, but more bulkier than her. He's used to dealing with um, short rooms, so it is easier for him to leave.
Well then, guess we should go ahead and prepare for the journey tomorrow. Although I have one question, Malia, who is Calpurnia? Who was your mother? If you don't mind telling me, of course.
I only knew she was, I only knew she was a mage. A Teventer mage, but apparently she was someone quite important to the Venatori.
Hmm. Interesting. By was, do you mean that she no longer is important to them, or is she dead?
If they're looking for her, they don't know where she is, they don't have a means of finding her. I'd say it's because she left and doesn't want to be found.
Hmm. Do you want to find her?
Honestly, I don't know.
Hmm.
I feel like I should say, yes, of course, she's my mother, she could be in danger, but what feelings am I supposed to have for a mother that just wasn't there for most of my life? Is a name, a
Hmm.
description, someone my father would tell stories about. She honestly doesn't feel like a real person to me a lot of the times.
I see. Well, I suppose time will tell then. If you find her, you know you'll probably know how you'd react.
Yes, I guess we'll see if we find her.
The is there anyone who wishes to speak with any NPC or any among each other?
Hmm.
When are we supposed to, fuck off for the uh, village thing?
It was supposed to be today, but the guys didn't talk with Nathaniel, and he is not around currently. Not in his room. But everyone can hear there's a bit of a commotion at the courtyard.
Oh, we're gonna go and
Hmm.
check it
When?
out.
She'll
Yeah,
head
I
out to the
suppose.
courtyard to check it out.
Oh, look,
When
something that
did
means
this?
she's not the center of attention anymore. Let's go investigate that.
When did that happen? This commotion.
It started just now.
Ah, well then it's better if we go check it out.
Yep, I think we're all
The
going.
go on.
No, I said we're all going to check out the commotion. What's happening?
I'm just thankful it wasn't me who caused it this time.
You don't know that. Maybe it was as a result of one of your stupid shit.
I didn't do anything. No.
There was an individual who's riding a horse. He's entering, and the people are like very happy to see him.
I know who this is.
He enters, and he is wearing like a very cool armor. It's a bit red, but also like it has the colors of the Grave Orders. Their redness is just looks like a from the material the armor was made.
Hmm.
I am. Just give me 2 seconds, people. I will come in. I get out and come back. Just give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
That's probably the hero for Elden coming.
Without warning, though?
Yeah.
What do you mean without warning? How told me he would be here today?
Without warning anyone other than you?
I guess I'm more important.
Did you ask?
No, I had more important things to do.
Okay, I'm back.
Well, you know.
Gossip.
That explains
Well,
why you weren't told.
exactly. Because
I
I
mean, no
don't
one else was.
gossip. I only,
Eat
speak
like a
of
pig.
important things. And that's
The
why I
Mhm.
knew.
the individual who arrives is a handsome man with like very blue eyes, intense blue.
That's
He
glowing.
has it's just intense blue. It's not nothing weird.
And not that
It
handsome.
looks weird, but whatever. It's not. It's normal. Like it's just intense blue. Um, Behind her there is someone with a staff,
Him.
and he behind him, yeah, and he has this like a very tiny tattoo on his face. It is barely visible, unlike in the photo. Um, he gets up he gets down from his horse, and Nathaniel just says, "Commander, we're glad to see you back from the city of Denerim." The commander nods, and he looks at the individual behind him, and it is the maze that everyone loves and adores,
Morgan?
or apostate. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, the only apostate I love is Solus. Just so you know.
Fuck him.
Yes,
Oh.
that is one thing that I like to do. Yes.
Oh my god.
That
Ew!
indeed
Ew!
can confirm.
Ew!
Same.
Ew! Egghead can die in a fire. Morgan for the win. That bitch can turn into a dragon.
Mm. She's not a
The
goddess. Anyway.
Basically the commander looks down, like looks back at the woman, and there's actually a child near the woman. She smiles at the commander and she takes the kid to away from the group, and he immediately looks at Nathaniel and says, "Where's the new ones? Can you give me a brief report of what you write in the letter? What you wrote in the letter?" And Nathaniel's like, "Now, Commander? Yes, now. I want to hear them as well." Okay. Nathaniel turns. Um, Warden Alba, Alfonso, Ashlyn, Kalian, and Malia, and he's like looking for Oriane. Oriane, yes. Meeting room, 10 minutes. Pardon, not the meeting room. My apologies. Um, Actually, it's called meeting, right? In English. I can't English today. Meeting room, 10 minutes. Okay with everyone?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
Sure,
sir.
why not?
The In that 10 minutes, the meeting room is prepared. They like put water, wine, and after some time, the hero enters. He sits at this, like the Lord's seat.
Question.
What?
Will he always be referred as the hero? Because I kinda cringe
No,
every time.
no, it's Warden Commander or Aiden Kusen if you're his friend.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know, the word hero just cringes me so badly.
The When he enters, Nathaniel gets up and he kind of like with his hand motions to everyone to get up as well.
Yeah, I'll get up.
Yeah, he'll get up.
Malia stands.
The Immediately, the commander is like, "No need. Please sit down."
I'll sit.
Hmm. Yep.
I'll bow to him before taking a seat.
You have many wardens. I'm quite happy to see. Twins from Ravane. Am I correct?
Correct.
According to Ogren, we are a monstrosity. But yes, I prefer to be called just twins from Revenge.
He didn't say we're a monstrosity. He said we're half human.
Your name
Yeah.
was?
Uh, what?
Your names.
Alba de
I'm
Osmo.
going to let Alfonso de Osma.
Then he looks at Alba.
I already said. What the fuck?
Uh, I was saying that I was going to let Alba speak first.
And I did.
Yeah.
Can you all not fucking hear me?
No, it's just you two talked at the same time, and
No, we didn't.
Warden looks at you again, and your name?
Alba de Osmo.
He nods.
Let's just pretend that Alba said her name first. Because
We're
that's
not
what
pretending.
I
It's
was
what
told
happened.
mentally.
Guys, okay, it doesn't matter.
It
Matters to
You guys
matters.
me.
don't need. No, it doesn't matter. You don't need to argue about this. Let's continue.
Oh, that is for
Um,
other reasons. Yeah.
and he says, "The Nathaniel tells me, Alfonso, that you were a knight enchanter.
Yes, I was until a few months ago when I decided that I wanted to see new sights and decided to come to the Grey Wardens.
People like you was always welcome.
Hmm.
Lady Alba,
Yes.
you are a warrior of renown from the Sea Guard, from what I heard.
Former Sea Guard, yes.
You have fought with pirates before?
Yes, for the most part.
You passed the joining. It is glad to see you two join the Grey Wardens.
Thank you for being so accepting.
He smiles, then turns to Ashlyn. How was Keeper Solon?
He is in good health. Thank you so much for asking.
I have received his Ascarade, which I am going to send this group. I hope you and your family are alright. Is it true that you were sister of my friend? Oh, see, I forgot the name.
Ariane,
Huh. You're the sister of Ariane, is it true?
she smiled. Yes, I'm her younger sister.
She's a capable warrior. It is glad to see her sister among our ranks.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Keeper Solon told me that he educated you himself from the second you have starting shoving your gifts.
Yes.
Oh, see, if you guys realize, he didn't say curse, he said gifts to the magic.
Oh. Yes. Keeper Solomon has taught me a lot, actually. I was first to the Restland clan. So everything I learned is thanks to his teachings and his guidance.
Dalish has a lot of wisdom, and that wisdom is always welcome among us. You're also welcomed here, Warden Ashlyn. It will be an honor to fight with you. Fight alongside you.
It would be an honor for me too, Commander Raven.
I think she got like a bit like did she get bit how do I say
She is nervous, kind of.
nervous? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's nervous, kind of, but she's like
His gaze slowly turns towards Killian and Aranai.
Yes, not my first surname, but
It's the one you earned, isn't it?
it is.
I have received a letter from an old friend about your joining. He says you're quite talented.
Not talented enough to kill him.
You got quite he got quite a talent, you're right. But he speaks quite highly of you as well. Whether I trust this man to see talent, and I am sure that your talents will be quite useful among our ranks as well.
Thank you, Warden Commander.
And he slowly turns towards Malia. A
Commander.
researcher from Orlais.
That is correct, Commander.
Know that your research won't be stopped here as long as it doesn't hurt wardens or the people who you're responsible from. Is it understood?
Yes, Commander.
Great. Who you are, and he looks at everybody, who you were, or what you were, may not matter to others, but now you're all Grave Wardens. And there are a few things that you should learn about the sacrifice you have made. Firstly, I would like to ask how you all are feeling. Is there a difference that you feel
A lot
from
hungrier.
hungrier? Anything else?
In many ways. Oh, and we're a lot stronger, I'd say.
He's looking at others to see like if they have anything else to say.
Ashlyn kind of agrees and nods as, like, oh, so it's not only me. Yes, I'm having the same symptoms, kind of.
That sounds about right.
He just kind of nods.
Malia?
Yes. Hungrier. Faster, stronger.
There's an old saying which says that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You have mastered the taint. The poison that you took to your body made you stronger. Few was sacrificed to protect the many. Those who become Grey Warden, like Nathaniel said, not just you and those who has taken the cup are now also remains as Grey Wardens. They have passed. They were not able to finish the joining. But again, this power comes with a cost. The taint that we have mastered is slowly going to show the effects of its undeniable nature. He turns his head to the side, and there is like at the side of his head, it was like not obvious at the first. He didn't show that face, show that side to you guys. There was a rash at his like right side of his face. Let's say right side of his where the hair is.
Opposite of the tattoo.
No, 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 that's actually the other side. Yeah, tattoo is in the right side. So the left side. There was a rash there.
In other words, it's still gonna kill us. It's just gonna kill us more slowly.
Exactly. This price we pay for this power, where we can sense where we can sense the darkspawn. But be careful, because they can sense you too. This taint is for ever. It will remain with you, even if you go away, leave this order. You will either find Darkspawn or they will find you.
So when you say it kills you slower, like how slow are we talking about here?
Approximately 30 years.
That's okay.
And that fun rash starts about what, 10 years in? That's how long you've been a warden, right?
Yes. Some people has it faster, some people has it slower. We have mages who is looking ways to slow this. There have been ways to slow this. It is among one of my goals to find a way for it not to kill us. You start to hear a song and see nightmares. And
Oh, I see the nightmares start right away.
um, in the wiki it says nightmares start after you hear the song. That's why I was confused. In the game, nightmare starts right away.
There was a
Yeah,
blank. There was
that
a
was
it
a
blank.
should be
right.
that it starts right away.
I think it's because of the archdemon. If the archdemon is right, nightmares start immediately, but I am not sure.
It's whatever you decide. It's your game.
I would
Yeah.
like to go. Let's go with nightmares because it's cooler and edgier. Like
Oh, for fuck's sake!
after some time, the rash starts. Some of us lose our teeth, our hair turns to gray, and we lose hair as well. We hear a song, and those grave wardens who decide that their time is coming does a ritual that we call calling. It is basically the grave wardens who the taint is slowly taking them so much that they decide to die, taking as much as darkspawn as they can. Nathaniel speaks after him and says, "The grave wardens we have found in those, the dead grave wardens we have found, those were the ones who actually had their calling. That's why I was quite surprised." The
So when did Avernus become a Grey Warden? Because he really looks old.
you can ask that to him. It is up to him to share.
And how is it that Corypheus managed to control the Grey Wardens back at her land?
He created a fake calling. So the grave wardens in Orlais got terrified that all of them at the same time hear Darkspawn calling them. They panicked. The panicked caused them to do great mistakes.
With what we've seen at the deep roads when we went there, should we worry about something like this happening again?
Not with the calling, but something else, which is one among the reasons why we're here. At Orlais or other places, Grey Wardens tend to be more secretive. I have been not told many secrets after I become a Grey Warden, which is something I try to share and to make sure that there are not a lot of secrets. Takes a deep breath again and says, "You have encountered a breed of darkspawn that was not supposed to be there. The ones who were talking, and the ones who were tactical.
Mm-hmm.
Can you all, or one of you, can tell me the experience that you have experienced in the deep roads, these talking darkspawns? I want to be sure."
They had tactics. They were not chaotic. We had a lot of trouble containing them.
And one of them shouted at us. OC, I don't remember what the Darkspawn
For the
shouted.
madman or something.
For
Oh,
the
yeah,
man.
yeah, okay.
Damn, I have so
Uh,
good memory.
and it said for the madman.
What I am about to share will not go to anyone. This is a highly classified Grey Warden information that is shared with you. That was that wouldn't have been shared with you, to be honest with you, but it has to be shared as you have encountered this. But when I say this is classified, I mean that if the word of this gets out, we are all dead. If anyone has a problem with that and wants to play ignorant, the door is right there.
Um, can we share this with other Grey Warden?
Every Grey Warden in this area except you knows this.
Ashlyn will not.
How bad could it be?
I'll be right back.
Okay. Should we give a small break?
I think we can.
Need to
What?
to
I don't
unpause.
care.
I'm posing.
Okay,
I don't
go.
care. So basically, he was talking about like if there's anyone who wants to go out and remain in, you know, um, in ignorance, they can. And he points a door. Does anyone leaves?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Remember that moment in the Far Cry game where you like finish the game early and win the game, then you like just do ignorant things? This was that
Yep.
moment. You guys just couldn't win the game right now, but okay. Um, any he takes a bit serious face, like he was already quite serious, but it just takes more serious and dark. Everyone knows the story of the Fifth Blight and how it ended. It when the archdemon fell and the darkspawn started to return to the deep roads, there was an issue, and it for some reason darkspawn resisted returning to the deep roads. The attacks were continuing,
Sure.
and sorry, Alfonso.
Oh, sorry, I was just saying goodbyes to someone.
The they were not returning to the deep roads, and they were still attacking villagers for unknown reasons at the time. We, I was at the time the again warden commander was given the Vigil's Keep and the Arling of Amarantine, and rebuilding an order that was destroyed in Ferelden. When I came back to the Vigil's Keep, I have seen a keep that was nearly destroyed by the Darkspawn itself. I have found some allies inside of the keep who were alive, and in the end, we encountered a talking, speaking Darkspawn. The I'm sure Nathaniel has told you there are Darkspawns who we name as Alpha. The they're the leaders of the Darkspawn, but this was an Alpha Herlock who was able to speak. The We rebuild the order as soon as possible and start our investigations. Darkspawn was clever. They were putting humans and Dalish elves against each other. They were trying to create problems by doing something in an areas where fate is thick or fate is thin. They also killed every dwarf in Kal Hirol at the time, before it was reclaimed. After it was reclaimed, sorry. In the end, we seen a civil war between the Darkspawn. There were two sides who were fighting among each other. And there were Darkspawn who were working for an entity called the Mother. At this time, Ferelden's economy was destroyed thanks to action of an elf who decided to nearly kill all the traitors who were going at the righteous path. OOC righteous path is a path in Ferelden, traitors route. The death toll of Ferelden was a lot. The South's reach was full, and now started being reclaimed. Arling was full of darkspawn. The roads were not secure. We, a group of wardens, decided to find this mother. And in the end of our journey, we were given a choice. By an entity named Architect. This entity is a darkspawn who were able to think and talk. And it seems the darkspawn is drawn to the old gods. They hear the music of the old gods. Remember when I said the calling, when the calling takes you, you start to hear something? That's the call of the old gods. And the choice we were offered was quite simple. This darkspawn has found a way to free darkspawn from the call of the old gods. They stated that they are not seeking any war, and if the mother is killed, they will be able to take darkspawn, go deep roads, and remain there.
And I guess you took this deal.
Yes.
So we're dealing with all of this smarter, faster darkspawn that can think and move tactically and outnumber us. What? 1,000 to 1? Because you decided to make a deal with the darkspawn.
No. You don't know who is behind this problem or what is going on.
Apparently, some
We have
madman.
a name.
We don't know who this madman is. The the free will is not something you can just it's not something that we can control. I understand the my choice at the time seems unreasonable and dangerous one to take, but at the time all of the wardens that you see except two agreed upon this.
Or the ones who were not agreeing to that.
Sigrun and Anders.
Sounds like they were the smart ones.
Watch your tongue, Killian. You may have ideas. You're still talking with your commander.
Now, was Corypheus not able to control an archdemon and some darkspawn as well?
It was said to be an archdemon, but we're not sure. Archdemon controls the darkspawn. The Corypheus did not cause a blight.
No.
It may be just a dragon who's affected by Corypheus's magic.
But
The
he certainly had some control over the darkspawn.
Yes, that is true. Now,
Do you know if there's any relation?
no. I know for 10 years there was a peace. The deep roads were safe. There were nothing out there. And the reason the Kal Hirol was able to be taken was this deal. The There were only few darkspawns who arrived at this, again, deep roads. Ferelden was secure, along with its deep roads. The Orzammar was safe. It is still. But now,
I'll be honest with you. I probably would have made the same choice. But what do I know?
Wardens, we are fighting at a cause altogether. The we can all disagree and agree on what has been made. What has been made. But the fact of the matter is the decision was taken at the time and now we may face the consequences of that choice. I realize that it is more dangerous to have thinking opponent than a raging monster in front of you. But we're not sure what is going on. The There are rumors, and it seems a individuals who were taken by Venatori. He points Malia. There's certainly something going on around this parts.
This may not be the best time to mention it, Commander, but there may have been one of those thinking, speaking darkspawn with them.
I wonder what Venatori may do with thinking and speaking Darkspawn.
I
The
don't know.
Well, they already worked with one before, didn't they? Not that Corypheus was one exactly, but
I think you were right that they didn't work with one; they worked for one.
yes, perhaps they just found another Magister.
Hopefully not.
I'm not certain what I saw.
One thing is certain though, we probably should try to find this architect again and see if he might be able to give us answers. Do you know where he is?
Now, the architect and his followers left for deep roads, as again, Darkspawn were rarely seen for 10 years. The the first and the second parts of the deep roads were quite safe. Now, the Dalish situation. You're warned about the possibilities. In the past, the Darkspawn tried to make Dalish and humans fight among each other. They may try to use same tactics in the Dalish villages, Dalish elves camps, and the villages. The the reason that we care so much about this, I know that the Dalish can look after themselves, and I know we can send our soldiers to fight with the Darkspawn. But this Arling is different than other Arlings, or this Grey Warden group is different than the other Grey Warden groups in the Orlais, Free Marches, Navarra, or Enderfells, Antiva or Ravane. For the first time in history, we were given an Arling. We are rulers here. Enderfell's wardens are also greeted as nobility, but I am not sure if they have what the responsibility that we have. Arling of Emerantine, the jewel of the northern coast, is given to Grey Wardens. We rule here. Currently, me and Nathaniel are handling the most of the ruling, but we rule here. Our soldiers protect the citizens. So, when I say that we need to protect our people, I mean it, and we do need to protect those who are under our responsibility. I hope you understand severity of the situation. when you can hear the bard songs of grave wardens summoning demons and losing the people losing trust to them. We need to be better than the wardens in Orlais and the mistakes they did.
And I'm sure we will be better than that.
I agree, there is no demon summoning here, but the point I want to make is I want you to be an example. The people of Ferelden lost a king with Grey Wardens, and now the hope and the trust of Grey Wardens was quite high. The rumors of Orlais only makes people question. We didn't lose the people yet, as far as I understand. So you may have seen for the last 3 years or 5 years, Grey Wardens are wearing these blue armors. That was an idea Nathaniel came up to show people difference of Grey Wardens when they see one they can recognize it. It was also his idea to create the Silver Order. So your armors, we will give you new armors, or we can give you attachments to your new armors. People should recognize their heroes when they see them.
Hmm.
Is it understood?
Yes, that sounds reasonable. Although I would prefer not to have to wear an armor, I am not. I do much better without one.
We have armors or clothing for mages as well, who wishes not to wear armors.
But a sigil or an attachment, like you said, would work.
He nods.
I like how he ignores that the robe he wears in his picture is blue.
Whatever.
His eyes like slowly go towards Asha, Killian, and Malia.
I understand, and I suppose I will wear the armor. I should. At least that is what I think.
The Aiden's eyes slowly comes on Killian. He thinks that they kind of started wrong, but like he wants to make sure that like she also gives a response.
Got it in leather.
What did she say?
Got it in leather.
Nathaniel says, "We do."
I'll wear it.
Malia,
I can fight with or without armor, Commander. But if you're offering armor, then I'll take it.
great. Any questions? Be honest.
Lots
Be
of
bold
that,
if you want.
but I don't think this is the right time.
May I ask, what do we know of the situation with the Dalish camp, the Reshlan clan?
It seems your clan killed villagers for entering a temple. Villagers demand blood and simply state that the elves are not allowing them to earn money. Your clan states that it was for their own protection.
Ashlyn looks shocked and she just shakes her head. There must be a reason. My clan, they don't kill humans for a shaman, he says. For no reason at all. Did they try to just claim the temple or something and
The
attack?
We don't know the specifics yet. When Nathaniel arrived there, the they have fought with some. No, not Nathaniel. Sorry. When Ogren, Valena, and Sigrun arrived there, they fought with some Darkspawn. The clan informed us that they're quite capable of dealing with themselves, so they returned to make sure the shadow situation was handled. We'll go near the clan, and they seem to be safe for now, according to our guards. But it looks a bit strange that they would kill humans for this. It doesn't look good. You may have
Most
to,
likely a dark spawn from that.
yeah, we may have to talk to them if they actually did kill humans. They may have to do something with the villagers.
If they did kill shaman, then I'm sure Keeper Solon had a good reason to. We don't attack and we didn't do that. There must be a good reason for that.
I understand that you have ties to that clan, but I also need you to make sure that you also look from the size of humans. This goes for everybody. The
I
Dalish clan of Villashan, as long as they're an Arling of Arantine, they're protected. The Along with that village.
We will listen to both sides and see what the situation is. Then maybe we should have an independent investigation of the area and see what conclusions we can come up with ourselves, because frankly each side will have their own biases.
Yes, they do.
Are
Any
we
questions?
should be judge judge and executioner there as well for this?
Well, if there is a serious crime, yes. Settling disputes is something we do. You will be there as representing the leaders of Amaranthine. The I will give Klaus to the group. If there is any situation that is in need of our aid from the castle immediately, he will be able to reach us with his birds. He will be the messenger. Lastly, is there anything else you want from the castle, or any other warden that you think that it would be useful to have in the mission?
Who are your best investigators or trackers?
Klaus is great at um, tracking due to his dogs and his ability to understand the dogs, and ability to not talk with, sorry, use animals. The investigator, he also had some investigation background from when he was with Templars.
Can we also get Sigrun?
He smiles when you say Sigrun, and he says, I wonder why.
Because he's really good at eavesdropping. We may get some more information out of people talking amongst each other that they wouldn't tell us.
You have someone else who is good at those. He points Kalian.
I guess I am pretty good at it.
Okay then.
Now maybe the right time before dinner. So again, if there's any questions, go right ahead and ask.
Are we going tomorrow then at sunrise?
Yes, the tonight I want to make sure that you all rest well, receive your armors, and prepare. Tomorrow, the time you decide, the group decides, they can leave. I'm not very like this isn't an army. It's a militaristic order, but this is not an army. I'm not going to tell you guys. You guys are leaving at sunrise, as long as it's not unnecessary.
It would be wise then.
You guys leave the time you decide, but please do leave tomorrow. We don't want the Dalish clan or the villagers to start killing each other.
I think we will go as soon as we can tomorrow morning.
Oh, Caesar, anyone who wants to ask a question?
Nope.
Nope.
Not now. I mean, I want to learn more about the Darkspawn, but I don't think this is the right time.
Do you want to say like, did you chose Balin or Parawand? Then why did you do it? I'm kidding.
What?
I'm kidding.
No.
I'm just talking shit.
Well, no, you chose the bell end.
If that's
Oh,
all, I welcome you to our order once again. And I am quite tired, thanks to Denerim. Therefore, I would like to go near my wife and my son.
oh yes. Just one more thing. Nathaniel has suggested that me and Alva should take care of more diplomacy and administrative activities in the Grey Wardens. Make sure to let me know if you need anything in that regard.
I'm glad that you took more uh, duties, shows
Mm-hmm.
initiative. Is there anyone
Yeah,
else
okay. Completely by my choice that
who
I did.
he's like looking at Alfonso? Go right ahead, talk more.
Nothing else.
We'll make
Okay,
sure to put our skills wherever they're needed within the order, Commander.
glad. He looks at Asha, Kelly, and Malia and says, "Is there anything else that is there anyone who thinks that they can do a service when it comes to Arling?"
I'm really not of much use unless you want someone killed.
I will keep it in mind.
I can't think of anything really, Commander. Most of my experience is with books.
Asha, when
I
were you not trained to be a keeper?
um yes, I was. I have no experience with these sort of things, but I will do whatever I can if needed.
Kelly and Ashelin, there isn't an alienage in Amaranthine, but there's a lot of elves in the city. If you wish to help them, know that we will support you. If they have a problem, problem, I would like to hear about it. If anyone is giving them a trouble, I would like to hear about it. The elves will be heard in this city as long as I am the All. I know the things they have suffered, I have seen Danerin.
I would love to be a part of that if we can help elves living in here in any way. And she will look at Killian, like to get an approval on that.
I try to help anyway, so I definitely will be.
I'm glad. Then I call this meeting to an end. See you all at the dinner. My wife will be there as well, and my son. Did any of you brought their family with them?
Kinda.
Yeah, kinda.
I don't think so.
He smirks. Guess no one did. I have an open door policy. He gets up. You know where to find me.
Hmm.
Have a good day, Wardens.
And you as well, Commander.
And
He fucks off. Leaves you guys at Oregon and how?
is Oberon going to do any missions?
He leads the guard, the Silver Guard, when they patrol silver deep roads, ender roads.
Right.
You think he doesn't do anything?
No, I was just thinking about something.
I'm just gonna ignore I heard this, because it's Ogden probably deserves it.
Okay.
That was how when he gets up. See you all at the dinner?
Yes.
He had all weird days. Try to have fun a bit before he can go and be all serious again. You all deserve it.
Yeah, let's go have some dinner then. Long day.
I shall win.
She kind of startles but looks at Alfonso. Yes?
I have a suggestion to make, but I don't want
Um,
anyone else to hear it. I think it's going to be fun.
um,
Suspicious.
she looks at other but all right.
Okay. Why don't we walk to the dinner and I'll tell you what it is on the way.